Well, that's a little insane. Welcome back to Villain Review. I'm talking about Kiros today from Mufasa the Lion King. He's famous for his famous words, bye bye. He is actually the first real Disney villain ever since... Anyways, he's one of the real first Disney villains that we've gotten in a long time, so today I'm gonna analyze him, give him a score 1 out of 10, and talk about it. Another poll this week, so make sure you vote on that for which villain you want me to review next. That'll be a good thing.
An ordinary lion, and you left my son to die?
Kiros belongs to a tribe of outcasts in the world of the Lion King. It is a bunch of albino, scary lions who are also jerks. They have been kicked out of their tribe, so they banded together to make a tribe of outcasts. And from there, Kiros makes it his goal to take down other tribes so that he can be the one true Lion King. But in his effort to take down Taka's dad, Kiros' son is killed in a little skirmish with Mufasa and his mom. I know it's Taka's mom, but let's not get technical. So now Kiros wants revenge and he is gonna hunt down Taka and Mufasa to get it. He is going to kill them. Off the bat, this is a pretty standard motive. I will say this is probably the most lackluster thing about this character because it's just a basic, you killed my son, revenge motive. We've seen that before. We see it all the time. Revenge motive, oh no, you killed my son who we barely knew. One of the most used motives in film, but that's because it works. Now, this is not a situation to where I would say, oh, it's okay because it works, because they do it better. There's nothing really special about this motive to make it stand out from other motives in this kind of category of dead family member revenge arc. So I will say that is the least interesting thing about this character. But also, Kiros has a strange role in this film because I feel like the main point of this character is to kind of hold us over, to help push Mufasa and Taka away from each other so that we can get this Scar-Mufasa relationship that we're expecting from this film. I'll get a little more into that later, but I think in the motive department, it's fine. It's nothing crazy, but it gets the job done. Still lackluster though.
There will be one ruler, one Lion King.
In the character department, we gotta talk about this. The character department, this guy is a lot better. First of all, they pull off the greatest cheat code of all time when it comes to a villain. Just cast Mads Mikkelsen, dude. Honestly, pick a movie, dude. Pick a movie with a villain. Frickin' Megan, dude. If Megan was played by Mads Mikkelsen, automatically one for the ages. One of the best villains of all time. Mads Mikkelsen is just such a good villain actor. It's a cheat code. It's broken, dude. It's like frickin' LeBron playing against some middle schoolers. It's like, of course it's gonna work. It's crazy. He's LeBron. He's Mads Mikkelsen. I can rattle off so many of these guys' villains, and the crazy thing is I feel like he never really changes too much of his voice and inflection in this character, but for some reason, it just still works. Like, I'm not bored of him as villains. I'm not like, okay, it's just Mads Mikkelsen playing another Mads Mikkelsen type villain, another like coolish, suave, but also kind of like slinky villain. I don't know. I'm just not sick of it. Maybe because it just works so damn well. He's really good here, and also I think it helps that Kiros is by no means like this one-dimensional villain. I said earlier, his purpose in the movie is to just push Taka and Mufasa further away from each other, but he's not like poorly written. It's not like they're like, oh, that's just his one job and they're not going to put any effort into him. No. In fact, I will say Kiros is probably the best part of this movie because he feels so fresh. Mufasa and Taka, we know where that relationship's headed. I'm not too interested in like this love triangle they have going on. I still think it's a little disappointing for like what made these two who are super tight kind of like fall apart. Oh no, my brother likes a girl. I'm sad about that. I flirted with her once. That's my girl. But this movie does give time for the villains, which I like, which is always good in Disney films, which is something Disney has been doing away with, which is kind of unfortunate. They just take away screen time from the villains. Really, we haven't seen this since Mother Gothel in Tangled, a character who's had some scenes by herself. It's like the freaking Bechdel test, but for villains instead of women. Have a scene with the villain where they're not talking about the main character. Impossible challenge. You cannot do it. This guy is so evil and so petty, but also he has these delusions of being a king. He has this aura about him to where it's like he's going to wear this kingly front, but it's not at all what we associate with what makes a good king, with the kind of character Mufasa is. And if anything, it's more of the blueprint we see Scar become. And I think that that's another thing I liked about this film, is that Scar is this combination of his dad and Kiros, these two lions who are in positions of power who have had a horrible influence on him. These are the people who are saying this is what makes a good king. These are the attributes that make a good king, and they're absolutely not. They're teaching to lie and betray, and that's another thing about this film I enjoyed, the fact that we see what makes Scar Scar. If anything, it's a better origin story for Scar than Mufasa, because Mufasa is just like, his arc in this film is just accepting that role as a leader, which is fine. Nothing crazy, but it's fine. This, we see that fall from grace in Taka. We see the attributes of his cultures that make him Scar, that make him kill Mufasa. I think that's way better. This should have been, quote me on this, a pure Scar origin film. That's just what I'm saying. Should have focused on it more. Mufasa, second player, just saying. But Disney would never do just a villain, straight up villain story. They wouldn't, mainstream. I dare you, dude.
The last blood of the king. Blood for blood.
Moving on to the guy's scenes, we gotta talk about it. He's got a villain song, dude. I love a good villain song. If you've seen any of my villain reviews that have villains that have songs, I'm always glazing the hell out of them. I always love a good villain. Hell yes. Good villain songs are sick, and even better, I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh yeah, bye-bye, I'm Kiros the Lion. Bye-bye to you, Mufasa, your dad's dead. Oh no, I'm willing to wait for it, Aaron Burr. So I was really excited for what was destined to be an amazing villain song. You have Lin-Manuel Miranda, you have Mads Mikkelsen, and just the concept of a villain song in general, that's a freaking three-headed Hydra if I've ever heard of it. And the songs, it's cool. I enjoy it. It's not crazy. It's no legendary villain song. It's no, Hellfire, Friends on the Other Side, nothing in that category. A Poor Unfortunate Souls, if you will. But it's better than, this is the thanks I get. I would say the thing that holds the song back is Disney trying to go a little PG with it instead of like, I'll make you say bye-bye. Bye-bye, lion, you're gonna be dead. He should have like, I'll make you dead, dude. I'll make you dead. I'll make you go dead. I'll make you go in the freaking ground, dude. They should have committed, should have made it darker, but the kids, I get it. It's interesting to see how Disney has fallen in terms of what they're okay doing, what's too dark for kids, going back to a Hellfire, a song that's incredibly dark. But I digress. But what I like most about the song is how it happens and what it means in the actual story. This is not too much of a plot relevant song. You could cut the song from the movie and really the story doesn't change at all. It's really there to help increase the threat of Kiros and to show how this guy's not playing around. Pretty much the whole point of this song is he shows up, he pulls up on Taka's dad with his whole squad, and he's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, Taka's dad, Taka's mom, everyone. But before I do, let me sing a little song about it. So the whole song is him just Fortnite emoting on these guys as he's about to kill them. When you're on the ground waiting to get revived, you're practically dead, and then they start hitting the floss on you. That's pretty much this song. I'm happy it exists. It's nothing crazy, but still, I enjoy it enough. But there are some other scenes I like for this character. The one where the guy goes back and he's like, oh man, they killed your son. I'm so sorry. And he's like, oh, I won't kill you. I'll have them do it. It's a good scene. Does Mads Mikkelsen help all of these scenes tremendously? Yes, but still, I enjoy the scenes with Kiros. The scene with Taka in the snow when Taka's just like decides to simp out and just like, oh dude, so cringe, dude. Watching him be like snuggle up next to him. You're my king, Kiros. I hate Mufasa now. I'm like, dude, freaking get a life, dude. You know what I'm saying? Touch grass, Taka, you suck. And then the fights at the end are pretty good. I enjoy that final fight with Taka and Mufasa. The fact we get a final fight even to begin with in a Disney film is fantastic.
Will you join us? Together, we can both have our revenge.
In general, I would just say Kiros, what he represents is good, is a good sign, because we don't get characters like Kiros in Disney films now. We get villains who are ideas and misunderstood, and even like the last one, Magnifico, he's like funny and he's joking around and he's he's like evil, but he's light about it, Kiros isn't. He's evil, he's intimidating, he's just like hardcore locked in the whole entire film. I like what he represents. I hope we get more characters like this. I think it's a great place for Disney, but there's nothing amazing about this film. Even Mads Mikkelsen's performance, while I enjoy it, there's 5 more villains at least that he's played that I think are better. But everything's solid, and like I said, I stand by it, one of the best parts of this film. In fact, I would say the best part of this film is Kiros. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for watching. New villain reviews coming out all the time. I got a poll up right now on my post section on my channel. You can go vote on that for which villain review is going to be next. I also got some coming out on Cobra Kai. Aside from the polls, it's gonna be sick. Hey, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.